Team Corally Kagama 6S is already absolute beast in the bashing way. Let's upgrade it and make it even better. We've got some goodies to go in. What we're going to be fitting: heatsink. Going to upgrade the fans for some rocket fans. Got some new pistons for our shocks. We've got the O-ring ones from M2C Racing. We've also got M2C Racing rear bash brace as well. Lovely bit of 70-75 aluminium. Look how pretty it is. And the Team Corally CVD Repair Kit. Thank you very much, Team Corally, for sending this out. It's very much appreciated, and it is good to see that you're making an effort to fix known issues with your RCs. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of Team Corally owners that are a bit annoyed about the CVD issue, but thankfully you've now addressed that, because we've got the repair kit from Team Corally. Let us know your Team Corally name. My name is Nick, according to Team Corally. I have seen out on social media some of the funny names that they decide to give you. Whack in the comments, let us know what Team Corally know you as. Let's start with the CVD. Let's be organised. 2.5mm hex. Let's remove carefully. How's everyone finding their CVD repair kits? Anyone done it yet? Anyone yet to do it? Oh, they're huge. There's some big ass pivot balls. There we go, and that's our CVD out. Oh, in the bag we get a collar, or sorry, 2 collars, which are an upgrade part. We get 2 longer pins, and then we also get, never know the name of it, like a UJ or a little pivot on it as well. These are the same as the original, so you don't need to fit these if you don't want to. The idea behind this CVD upgrade pretty much is you've got a spring that goes around this pin, and now you're going to get a collar that just sits over the top. All joking aside, you could potentially just stick that collar over the top and be done with it. But I'm going to do the proper job. I know a lot of people are putting heat shrink around them as well to try and fix the issue. So with this spring, let's try and find an end and take our old CVDs apart. Where's the end of the spring? There we go. Is that it? And once it's off the side, they say you should be able to just unwind it. There we have it. That is our old spring. And then there we go. There's another reason why, look, the pin is half out of mine already, look. So it's only a matter of time, and that's the reason why they've given you the bigger pin. Now, let's push this pin all the way through. I don't think it's going to take too much encouragement to come out. There it is. This bit too. So straight away, let's have a look. Let's clean up the old pin. The new pin is 2mm longer than the old pin, and like we saw in that picture, hopefully due to that, the pin will go all the way through from side to side of your CVD cup. Clean everything as you go. I'm going to clean everything with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure that all the grease and everything is off it. So when I use my Loctite, so I'm using these CRCU 10mm hub extenders, or hex extenders, whatever you call them. So I'm doing a complete CV rebuild today. What we need to do, the new part goes in there like that. Then we put our new piece across, like so. And then this pin goes through the whole lot. So we're going to put a little bit of thread locker on. Well, that's much better. You see there, the pin comes all the way through both sides, which is much better. So we're less likely to lose the pin. Here's one of the most important parts. Thread locker. You must leave it 24 hours for it to fully cure. Otherwise, it does nothing. You have to wait for your thread locker to cure. Otherwise, it'll keep coming out again. I am also going to add some thread locker over the top there, over the top there as well. And with this collar, just push over the top. Like so, so that will replace the spring. Like so. Through. No, when it's all together, that collar's not going to come off because it's continually being pushed against the hub. So the theory behind everything is that should be a good fix. And I just need to put a pin through here. Do a clean up. So fingers crossed, with that collar in place, we don't ever have to worry about Corally losing CVD pins ever again. Right, let's get these bits on. Bit of thread locker through here. Pop that bit in. Push this pin all the way through. There we go. So that's now our CVD all back together. One thing I am going to do is put a little bit of heat shrink around that one. And there it is. One complete. No pins ever coming out this CVD again. New Team Corally Repair Kit and heat shrink around the wheel hex. Let's do the same to the other side and then get them back in the truck.
A few moments later.
We've got the CVDs back on the car. In theory, we should never throw another pin again, which will be flipping amazing because this thing throws pins for fun. And it's probably been one of my biggest bugbears about this RC. Next job, we're going to fit these O-ring pistons to our shocks. Idea behind this is the O-ring seals around the actual shock body itself, and then you've got little holes which basically changes the feel of your damper to allow for a little bit more hardcore bash in. Let's get these bad boys in. Take your old shock piston out, 5mm nut on the top of the shock, just undo that and then remove your old shock piston. There's a washer, make sure that that washer goes in. Then what you need to do is you need to take your new piston, the holes in, and then put the O-ring around it and make sure that that side with the extra holes faces down. And push it gently all the way around. Then we take our 5mm nut and reattach it onto the shock if possible. Easier said than done. Make sure your little plastic nut doesn't hide up your socket. No euphemism. Come on, you little bugger. There you go. Okay, so I found out the worst bit about doing these shocks then. Get that 5mm on top of that, like that. Get your socket. Oh. Hey. Easy as that, 17th time lucky. So knit that up, and then we get to fill our shock up. As this thing's going to be used as a basher and it's going to be sent, I'm going for 1000 in the front, just so it can take all those heavy jumps. Okay, fill it almost to the top. And push the shock up. Draw it down. And then I'm just going to let it settle to get any of the little air bubbles that might be in it out. We don't want any air bubbles in our shocks. Lightly push the shock cap on. Before the pistons are down, lightly put the screw cap on and push up. Push it all the way up. Move it up. Clamp it down and wipe away the excess coming through the little hole. And now, come back down. Nice smooth shock. No dead spots. It's quite a lot stiffer. And you can rebuild our shock. Put the spring back on. Double check it's completely tight. Oh. That's a nice smooth shock. Now we got to do is do it 3 more times. We're going to be looking after the temperatures of our motor. We're going to be fitting heatsink and twin fans, but we're also going to be upgrading the surpass fans. Some nice shiny rocket fan versions. Let's get these bad boys on. How much nicer does that look? Pretty rocket fans. Got out these little cheap units. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with these. I just fancied going for something a little bit prettier, and I also put the carbon fibre covers over there to give the fans a little bit more protection, to try and stop some stuff going in. Another thing I'm going to steal is from the existing heatsink and fan. Another thing I need from the existing units is this Y connector, this little splitter. Let's get these bad boys plumbed in. Fans are in. Done some clever cabling over the top, under the battery tray, back into the receiver box. I've tried to follow Team Corally's factory cabling. I'm not a fan of seeing cables, so the only extra you can see is the fan cable here, which goes over the top, just like the motor cables do to the ESC. Let's fire this jet engine up. He's got some cooling now. Let's fit something shiny. This is a piece of art. Great work, M2C Racing. I'm super excited to get some nice shiny bling on the Kagama. Functional jewellery. That's what I say. Why does something functional not have to be beautiful? Generally, it'll be a straightforward fit. You just undo all these screws and then they match up to the chassis. What I've seen on social media is they say that when you have a wheelie bar, you can either have this fitted or a wheelie bar. So I'm going to show you easiest way. Let's have both. When you get your M2C bash guard, you get this, which basically replaces the small bit of plastic you remove from the rear bumper, so that you haven't got a gap between your diff housing and your chassis. All you need to do, or all I've done, is on the wheelie bar you get given this lower piece. If you notice there's no holes, so if we take our new piece, lay it over the top, drill some holes, and then we can use this to replace this, and then we can mount our wheelie bar. One of the easiest ways you can do it is put it in where it belongs. It should go in relatively straightforward, and then mark in here where the holes are, and then create those holes. Let's try it again. Once we've done that, we've got it all ground out. Now we've got our rear bumper back on and our lower wheelie bar mount. Just need to put the screws in either side. Then we need to remove these 3 screws, get this beautiful bit of kit on. This will line up with the existing holes. Whenever you're fitting a new bit of hardware, always use the screws it comes with, because they'll be slightly different lengths. another little top tip. Just finger tight everything in. Now they're all kind of semi-tight. Let's go round and tighten it all up. Always do these in a cross pattern. Then put the screws back in for the wheelie bar. Now these wheelie bars, they weren't actually designed to be a direct fit for the Kagama, but you have to do very little modification, and all it is, and all the modification is just that little plate that sits under here. On my very first attempt at mounting this wheelie bar, I completely chopped my old one off, which in hindsight I shouldn't have done. I should have just modified it. I was lazy. There we have it. We've got our M2C bash brace and our Team Corally single wheelie bar. And there we have it. I don't want to scratch her up, but it looks epic. Job done. So what upgrades have I now got on the Kagama? So this Kagama now has front and rear M2C 7075 shock towers. We have got CRCU 10mm hub extenders. This video we put in the M2C O-ring pistons in the shocks. We have also put our fans in to help the cooling, and then finally we've got this beautiful chassis brace to go with our Team Corally wheelie bar. It's now time to take it out for its next bash. So stay tuned to that video. Catch you in the next one.